Hello everybody. So this is the continuation of module 1 part 2. So in the module 1, in the part 1 we have seen the introduction to the computer networks. Now in the part 2 we will be discussing about the OSI model. So these are the points we are going to discuss in module 1 part 2. So in the first part we are seeing what is the layer task, that is how the information is going layer by layer. What is this layer task? The OSI model, layers in the OSI model, the TCP/IP protocol suite and addressing. So these five major key points will be discussing in the part 2, that is the networking of your module 1. So part 2 we are going to see what is layer task, the OSI model, layers in the OSI model, TCP/IP protocol suite and addressing. So here we have seen layered model. Let us take the example of sending a letter. So you people, most of you might have not written the letter. So if you know the basic information how a letter is being sent, so everybody know, you can just think, if you have to write a letter to a friend who stays in some other part of the state or the country, so what is the process that you are going to follow? Just think of that one. What is the simple steps, layer by layer you have to start writing the letter. First and foremost things, when you are writing a letter, everything, to convey your feelings or information, you need to know that the other person also understand the language that you are going to write the letter. After writing the letter and that person don't know how to read the letter, then everything is going to go a waste. So first foremost thing, you should know the language, that is process, you should understand properly. Then you will start writing a letter in a piece of paper. Then you will put an address to that one. Then you will put inside the cover, you will seal it. After writing the two address, then you will go and put it into a post box. Putting a stamp, you put it in the post box. Then from the post box, the postman will take it and seeing the address to the, using the delivery process of the post, it will send it to the other side of the place where you are going to see. And pin code, the address what you have written, the pin code is very important. So by seeing the pin code and address of the receiver, then it will be received, given to the destination, and the destination is going to open that cover or encapsulation. What you have done will be removed, and they will start reading the letter and they'll understand what is the concept. So these are something what I briefly told are some of the points that we have to keep in mind while writing a letter. So let us see how actually it is being discussed in the layered model to send a letter. So here you are seeing there are two people, sender and the receiver. So here you are having higher layer. In the higher layer you are having the letter is written, put in an envelope, the drop to the mailbox. So everything is put together. You are going to write a letter, put into a cover, then you are putting into the post box. That is in the higher layer what the sender is going to do. In the middle layer, the letter is carried from the mailbox to the post office. Postman will take the letter and he'll take it to the post office in the middle layer. At the lower layer, the letter is delivered to a carrier by the post office. That is, post office going to the see the destination address, and seeing that one, it is going to give to the carrier. Now this carrier is traveling all the way from this destination to the that destination, that is using any one of the channel. So again in the lower layer, what is happening, from the carrier it is being taken to the post office. From the post office it is going to the letter is carried from the post office to the mailbox. From the mailbox, the letter is picked up, removed from the envelope and read. So here very important, you have to see the layers. Whatever I have told, you can see in the diagram. From the source to the destination, when the information is passing, at the layer, same type of information in the reverse process will be carried out. So here in the higher layer, you can see the letter is written and put in the envelope and dropped in the mailbox. There what is happening, letter is picked up, removed from the envelope and read. So here it is given from mailbox to the post office, there from post office to the mailbox, and the both in the lower level from the carrier to the post office, here also from the carrier to the post office. So how in the layer the information is being discussed. So layered architecture, we are much worried about these layers. So in which layer, what is my function, how I have to do my function, what are my responsibilities I have to take care. So that is what we'll be discussing in the layered architecture. So in the layered architecture for a computers, if we see, we are going to see the OSI model. OSI is nothing but Open Systems Interconnection Model. So you need to know the abbreviation. Many of them don't get confused with ISO. It is not the standard, it is OSI, it is Open Systems Interconnection Model. So OSI is the model for understanding, designing a network architecture. OSI model is a layered network. That is how a computer will be communicating with the other computer using the layer by layer architecture is discussed in the OSI layer. So OSI layer actually has 7 layers. In the bottom, first layer is your physical layer. Then we have the data link layer, that is data layer. Then we are having the network layer, then transport layer, session layer, then we are having presentation layer, then you are at last you are having the application layer. So all of you please concentrate. So this is very very important because the whole computer network is dependent on these layers. So in the whole our subject in computer communication network, we will be studying about the layer by layer, what are the different protocols, what are the different steps, what are the different measures, what are the different services in the each layer by layer. So here in the OSI, that is Open Systems Interconnection layer, there are 7 different layers. The whole communication is divided into 7 layers. What is this layer is, as we have seen in the letter, you are having a step by step communication. In each step, what is the function to be carried out. So in the bottom, you are having the physical layer, data layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, application, presentation and application. So what we are able to see, that is nothing but our application and presentation. So inside the computer, whatever is happening until it is going from the wire, that is the different layers of communication. So each and every system, each and every computer will be having the communication that is carried out through these 7 layers of communication. So let us see what is this layers and how it is communicating with each other. So you can see two devices, devices A and device B is connected together using the intermediate nodes. Intermediate node is nothing but the connecting part that is being used. So in this 7 layers are getting communicated with the 7 layers in the other communicator. So you can see from the transport layer, from the 4th layer, it is peer-to-peer communication. Peer-to-peer is nothing but the process to process, like in higher level whatever you have done, same process will be done in there, either in the same way or in a different way, but they are not physically connected to each other. So peer-to-peer is not having physical connection, but the same process will be carried out in the either of the process. In the bottom 3 layers, you can see there are physical connection is there. It is physical layer is connected with physical layer, data link layer with data layer, network layer with network layer. Excuse me. So every physical layer is connected with the every devices on the other side. So here very important, you have to know about the, keep a note of the peer to peer protocol or peer to peer communication. So what is happening, encapsulation and when the information is traveling from one layer to the other layer, it is being added with the headers. So adding of header is nothing but the more information other than data. We are having some other information like address, flow control, error control, all these things, all this extra information to keep the data safeguard and to make it reach the destination properly. Whatever the extra information other than data you are adding, that is being in the header. So from each layer, when it is going from one layer to the other layer, a new header will be added. So because of this, the size you can see it is going on increasing, because the header size will be becoming more, the whatever the information will be different. So this process is known as exchange using the OSI model. So here in the last layer, you can see in the OS physical layer, the data is in the form of bits. This bits of information are traveling in the transmission medium. Transmission medium is nothing but our channel that we are going to use. So the first layer, what we will start our discussion from the OSI layer is the physical layer. The physical layer is responsible for movements of individual bits from one node to the next, that is hop to hop, one node to the other node. So physical layers responsibility is to take the data, there it will be in the form of bits, zeros and ones. This information should move from one node to the other node. Mechanical and electrical specification, the procedures and functions. So depending on your channel, you have to change the information. If you are using a optical medium, then your bits should be changed to a light signal. If you are using a electrical wire coaxial cable, then your bit should be changed to current or voltages. So depending on the medium that you are going to use, the information will be changed there. So here very important, you have to keep in mind physical layer, the data is in the form of bits and it is doing only node to node or hop to hop communication. If you take the duties of the physical layer, so physical layer is having the duties like physical characteristics of interfaces and media, presentation of bits and encoding, or what are the methods you are using for encoding and decoding, transmission of data rate and bit duration, because it is in the form of bits, what is the duration of each bit you have to use, what is the data rate that you are going to maintain, synchronization of bits between the sender and the receiver, line configuration, whether it is point to point or it is a multi-point, physical topology of the network connection, so which is the physical topology you are going to get connected, whether transmission is simplex, half duplex, full duplex, analog, digital, FDM, TDM, etc. So all these major things we have discussed in the previous part introduction. So what is this point to point, what is this multi-point, what is this topologies, everything, and what is the transmission mode, all these things we have, these are some of the important duties of your physical layer. Next, when we go to the data link layer, the data link layer is responsible for moving frames from one hop to the next, transform the physical layer to be reliable. So data in the physical layer should be, again it is in the form of, it should be a reliable, that is error free link should be there. Bit patterns of beginning header and the trailer of the frame are attached to the data packet. So here very important, for the data whatever is received from the physical layer, you are going to add a header and a trailer. So from the network layer, when it is coming, it is getting added with the header and the trailer, and again when it is sent to the network layer, it is going with the header and the trailer to the network layer. So this is the data link layer where it is. So data link layer duties, more about data link layer will be studying in the module 2. So here only just we are seeing the glance of information or basic information what your data link layer is doing. So major duties of the data link layer are framing. So this bits whatever is received from the physical layer, grouping of bits together is known as framing. So framing can be of different, either it can be variable size or fixed size. All these things we'll be discussing in the module 2 or in the second half of your module 1. Framing, it is manageable data units and link management, physical addressing to identify the sender and the receiver, who is the sender and who is the receiver, flow control mechanism to avoid flooding at the receiver, that if you send many frames at a time, then it can get flooded is getting receiving more information that is not required or not being processed at the given time. Error control mechanism to detect and retransmit the lost frames. Access control to determine whether determine which device has the control over the link. So this is about the access control to determine which device has the control over the link. So these are some of the duties of the data link layer. So briefing, it is having major thing is framing, flow control and error control and access control. So you see data link layer is hop to hop delivery. That is, it is only keeping its information safe to reach from one node to the other nodes. From A to B, it is having a link. So it is only responsible for transmitting the information from A to B. It is not responsible for transferring the information from A to F. Again from B to E, from E to F. So data link layer information is only hop to hop delivery. Network, the next third layer what we are going to see is the network layer. The network layer is responsible for the delivery of packets from source host to the destination host. So in data link layer, it is just the node to node or hop to hop delivery, but whereas in network layer, it is the source to destination information to be transferred. So here you can see, here also one header is getting added, H3. H3 is the third layer header which is getting added to the information, and when it is going to the transport layer, it will be H3 will be changing to H4, the header in the transport layer. So duties, if you see, duties are routing of the packets from source to the final destination, that is it should keep the track of the information from the source to the destination, how to reach the information from the source to the destination. Congestion control during traffic is high. If the traffic is high, that is many packets have been transferred, it should have the control of the congestion. Logical address to be attached to specify the sender and the receiver. Next we will see about the address. What is this logical address? What is the other addresses? So network layer's responsibilities, it should keep track of the information from source to destination and congestion control and logical address. This diagram you can see that the difference between the previous diagram and this diagram is, from A to F you can see a continuous link line is running. But whereas in the data link layer for A to B it was cut. Again from B to E it was separate. That was hop to hop. But whereas here in the network layer it is source to destination delivery. Then the fourth layer what we are seeing is the transport layer. The transport layer is responsible for process to process delivery message from one process to the other. When it reaches the host, your network layer is responsible from source to destination. This transport layer is responsible from process to process delivery. For example, if I am sending information in the Microsoft Excel is the process that I am using in the sender. When you receiver receives the information, again it should open in the Microsoft Excel in your system. So the process what we both are communicating is Microsoft Excel. From the source to the destination, me source and you are the destination. So transport layer is responsible for the process to process communication. Here you can see from the session layer everything is getting in the form of segments. It is going to the network layer. So data is getting divided into segments, and these segments of data is being sent to the network layer. From the network layer all the segments are given to the transport layer. Then from transport layer it is going to the session layer. Here segments are nothing but data is divided into pieces of information where it is given the sequence numbers and it is aligned properly and sent to the receiver. More about the transport we are seeing in the module 5. So transport layer duties, if you take, it is service point port addressing to ensure process to process delivery. As I have told you, it is process to process delivery. Segmentation and reassembly. Segmentation is nothing but large pieces of large information is divided into small pieces. That small pieces of information are known as segments, and these segments are having the sequence numbers. And reassembly is very important because again it should be arranged in the same order to get back the information in the proper. So connection control, connectionless and connection oriented service. In transport we are having both connectionless and connection oriented service. Flow control to control on transaction, error control and error free delivery. So these are some of the duties of the transport layer. Then you can see in this example, this is the example for reliable process to process delivery of the message. So here very important, the process blue color what you are seeing in the computer, there are different processes running. From that process to this process, if the information is successfully transferred, then this communication is done by the transport layer, that is process to process delivery. Last we are adding all this session presentation application together and taking it as a same layer and discussing. So application layer is responsible for providing services to the users like network virtual terminal, remote access, that is whenever we are remotely using the information, how the information should reach the destination properly securely, that is done by your application layer. So application layer is using the file transfer access and management protocols, mail services, directory services like Google, everything we are seeing Gmail. Gmail is one application. Using Gmail we are going to send the emails to source and destination. So these are some of the applications, and this is done by the from presentation it is going to the application. Presentation is nothing but presenting it properly, and application layer is the application of the information. So user, human or program will be sent to the other user or program using the application layer. So if you see at last the summary of layers, you see we are having all the 7 layers. In the 7 layers, the summary, if you see, physical layer, the responsibility is to transmit bits over a medium to provide mechanical and electrical specification. Very important, you have to keep in mind the information in the physical layer is in the form of bits, and it is responsible for the mechanical and electrical specification. Then the second layer is data link layer, to organize bits into frames to provide hop to hop delivery, that is it is converting bits into frames. So grouping of bits together is known as frames, and it is responsible for hop to hop delivery, that is node to node delivery. The third layer is network layer, to move packets from source to destination to provide internet working. Network layer is responsible for source to destination, and it is having the data is in the form of packets, and it is used for internet working. Transport layer is to provide reliable process to process message delivery and error required. So here it is process to process delivery, and data will be in the form of datagrams. Session layer, to establish, manage and terminate session, that is when you are going to send, when you are going to receive, All these sessions are maintained by the session layer. Presentation layer to translate, encrypt and compress the data. Application layer to allow access to the network resources. So these are the 7 layers of the OSI. So OSI is a very important question that is asked in most of the example. So you in the first module, the first important question is given for the OSI layer. So you have to know what is the OSI layer, what are the 7 different layers, what are the functions of and responsibilities and duties of these 7 layers with diagrams. Diagrams are very important. By using the diagrams you have to explain. The next we are going to, in the next lecture we'll be discussing about the TCP/IP. So I hope everybody understood OSI layers. Thank you.